Hey there guys, Aldershot here, and today we're going to do a quick play video of Floating Point, developed by Suspicious Developments. The same guys who brought you Gunpoint, which is quite an interesting little indie game as well. Not that I've covered it yet, I probably will eventually. There's a lot of games that I will probably eventually cover. But Floating Point is one that I got to. I'm mainly covering it under the request of one of my Steam buddies, Xander, who's been curious about the game and asked me to do a video on it. So here I am, talking about Floating Point. Yeah. So this is basically it. You're this point that looks like it really wants to be Spider-Man from the looks of it, and you're just swinging along, trying to collect all these kind of red pillars that's sticking out of these random blocks. And I believe the levels are randomly generated. I do believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. But this is essentially it. I mean, it's a free game. If I haven't mentioned that already, it is completely free on Steam. So if if you have a little bit of time to waste, or if you're just curious about the game, there's no reason not to check it out. It's actually a pretty enjoyable little game considering what it is. And yeah, this is essentially the game. It's really not that much to explain. You're a point swinging along trying to collect these pillars, and that's about it. A great little game to play while you're waiting for your microwavables, I guess. Or when you're waiting for the dryer to finish drying, or something along the lines of that. It's just a little time waster, really, but it is free, so you can't really complain. This is kind of interesting. When you're under this line here, gravity works backwards. You start floating upwards, and which is kind of interesting. It's a pretty relaxing game. The audio is pretty pleasant. I'm not sure if you can hear it. Hopefully I got the sound adjusted so you can. But yeah, the music is actually pretty pleasant, pretty nice, I must say. And the visuals are pretty pleasing to the eye as well. Oh, we just finished the level. Nice. And when you finish the level, you can actually see where your little dots have traveled through. You can see all the tails and all the lines and all that stuff. But anyways, let's move on to the next level. And it kind of moves towards the background. I believe all these background elements are upcoming levels. That's the game's giving you a preview of, I do believe. But yeah, the visuals are pretty basic looking, but not in a bad way. It's what I would call a simple design. And in fact, I think Floating Point is a really good example of how simple design can be used very, very effectively. As a means to be cost effective, but as well as, it's pretty artistic as well. I mean, it does the job. The visuals keep the concept of what it's trying to do throughout. It's consistent, and it's just very pleasant to look at, really. I'm a bit of a graphic designer, I guess you can say, and these sort of visual aesthetics certainly pique my interest for sure. This is definitely, again, a good example of simple design. And yeah, it's just really, really pleasant, really. It's a treat for all your sensories, really. Your audio sensory and your visual sensory is. I mean, it's pretty basic. It's not that much to look at after the first, 4 seconds. But, it does look good for what it is. And the music is there, that's for sure. But it's a free game, so you can't really complain. So yeah, again, this is Floating Point. And if you're curious to the game, there's no reason not to check it out, seeing how it is completely free. And that's definitely a huge selling point, since Steam is literally giving the game away. So yeah, that's actually kind of cool. But that's about it, guys. That's Floating Point in a nutshell. You're a dot that really wants to be Spider-Man, and that's about it, really. So thanks for watching, guys. I always appreciate it, of course. And if you did find this enjoyable, do show me some love, like, share, fave, and comments. But most importantly, if you haven't already, help me grow, feed me my vegetables, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Aldershot out.